This quiz is designed to test your understanding of key biological concepts, ranging from the basic characteristics of life to the complexities of genetics, cellular processes, and ecology. Each question challenges your knowledge of how living organisms function, adapt, and interact with their environment. Whether you're exploring the role of enzymes, the principles of inheritance, or the evidence for evolution, this assessment provides a comprehensive review of fundamental biology topics. Take your time, think critically, and see how well you grasp the science of life. 1. Which characteristic of life involves the maintenance of relatively constant internal physical and chemical conditions, such as temperature or pH? A. Reproduction. B. Sensitivity or response to stimuli. C. Homeostasis. D. Growth and development. The correct answer is C. Homeostasis. 2. Organisms are generally highly organized structures where similar cells combine to form tissues, and tissues combine to form what structures? A. Organ systems. B. Organelles. C. Organs. D. Molecules. The correct answer is C. Organs. 3. The movement of tiny bacteria toward a source of light is described using which key biological term? A. Chemotaxis. B. Negative response. C. Phototaxis. D. Regulation. The correct answer is C. Phototaxis. 4. When populations of organisms experience change over time, resulting in individuals with advantageous traits, adaptations, leaving more offspring, this process is called A. Homeostasis. B. Regulation. C. Growth and development. D. Evolution. The correct answer is D. Evolution. 5. What is the basic functional and structural unit of all living organisms? A. Organelle. B. Cell. C. Tissue. D. Molecule. The correct answer is B. Cell. 6. The primary structural difference defining a prokaryotic cell compared to a eukaryotic cell is the absence of which feature in the prokaryote? A. Ribosomes. B. Cytoplasm. C. Cell wall. D. A true nucleus. The correct answer is D. A true nucleus. 7. The main site of lipid synthesis, including the creation of cholesterol and steroid hormones, occurs within which organelle? A. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. B. Mitochondria. C. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. D. Golgi apparatus. The correct answer is C. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. 8. The primary function of ribosomes is to take mRNA and tRNA and use them to create proteins, a process known as A. Transcription. B. Replication. C. Translation. D. Glycosylation. The correct answer is C. Translation. 9. What are the spherical organelles in eukaryotic cells that contain hydrolytic enzymes, such as proteases and lipases, used to break down macromolecules or worn-out organelles, autophagy? A. Mitochondria. B. Nucleus. C. Peroxisomes. D. Lysosomes. The correct answer is D, lysosomes. 10. The cell membrane acts as a selectively permeable barrier and is composed primarily of which structure? A. Hydrophilic layer. B. Phospholipid bilayer. C. Chromatin network. D. Nuclear envelope. The correct answer is B. Phospholipid bilayer. 11. The portion of chromatin found within the nucleus that is loosely organized and available for DNA expression and transcription is known as A. Heterochromatin. B. Lamins. C. Euchromatin. D. Centromeres. The correct answer is C. Euchromatin. 12. In the cytoplasm, the filamentous structures composed of actin monomers and involved in processes like muscle contraction are called A. Microtubules. B. Intermediate filaments. C. Microfilaments. D. Centrosomes. The correct answer is C. Microfilaments. 13. What is the function of the mitochondrial DNA found within the mitochondrial matrix? A. It determines the sex of the organism. B. It codes for all proteins required by the cell. C. It comes from the father. D. It makes tiny proteins involved in some metabolic reactions. The correct answer is D. It makes tiny proteins involved in some metabolic reactions. 14. The products of photosynthesis are oxygen and carbohydrates, food. Where do photosynthetic organisms primarily obtain the matter, water, and carbon dioxide needed for this process? A. Energy from the sun. B. Chemical energy. C. The environment. D. Cellular respiration. The correct answer is C. The environment. 15. Enzymes are specialized biological molecules, mostly proteins, whose general function is to A. Provide structural support to the cell. B. Break down water molecules. C. Help chemical reactions occur in the body. D. Store genetic information. The correct answer is C. Help chemical reactions occur in the body. 16. What is the general term for all the chemical reactions that occur within an organism to maintain life, such as the pathways of glycolysis and the Krebs cycle? A. Cellular respiration only. B. Metabolic processes. C. Only anaerobic phases. D. Only light-dependent reactions. The correct answer is B. Metabolic processes. 17. Which of the following is a primary location where enzymes that break down drugs, toxins, and alcohol detoxification are found in high concentration, especially in the liver? A. Golgi apparatus. B. Cytosol. C. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. D. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. The correct answer is C. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. 18. In genetics, alternate forms of a gene are called A. Traits. B. Loci. C. Alleles. D. Phenotypes. The correct answer is C. Alleles. 19. When two different alleles are present for a single trait, e.g., an N, the individual's genotype is described as A. Homozygous. B. Dominant. C. Heterozygous. D. Recessive. The correct answer is C. Heterozygous. 20. When an individual has two different dominant alleles for a trait, and the phenotypes for both alleles are fully and simultaneously expressed, as seen in AB blood type, this pattern of inheritance is known as A. Sex-linked dominance. B. Incomplete dominance. C. Autosomal dominance. D. Codominance. The correct answer is D. Codominance. 21. The central dogma of molecular biology generally describes the flow of genetic information as A. Protein makes RNA, and RNA makes DNA. B. DNA makes RNA, and RNA makes protein. C. RNA makes protein, and DNA makes RNA. D. Protein makes DNA, and DNA makes RNA. The correct answer is B. DNA makes RNA, and RNA makes protein. 22. Hemophilia and red-green color blindness are both examples of disorders caused by genes located on a sex chromosome, specifically the X chromosome, meaning they are A. Autosomal recessive. B. Multifactorial. C. X-linked recessive. D. Autosomal dominant. The correct answer is C. X-linked recessive. 23. A child born with Down syndrome, trisomy 21, results from a failure of chromosomes to separate properly during meiosis, a process called A. Crossing over. B. Non-disjunction. C. Independent assortment. D. Gene mutation. The correct answer is B. Non-disjunction. 24. The stage of mitosis in which chromatid pairs align along the center equator of the cell is known as A. Prophase. B. Metaphase. C. Anaphase. D. Telophase. The correct answer is B. Metaphase. 25. Meiosis produces 4 cells that have half the number of chromosomes as the original parent cell, serving the purpose of creating A. Somatic cells. B. Diploid cells. C. Genetically identical offspring. D. Gametes for sexual reproduction. The correct answer is D. Gametes for sexual reproduction. 26. Evidence for evolution showing organisms that exhibit physical structures that are an intermediate or mixture of 2 different groups of organisms are known as A. Homologous fossils. B. Transitional fossils. C. Divergent structures. D. Extinct populations. The correct answer is B. Transitional fossils. 27. The observation that organisms like humans share 60% of their DNA with a fruit fly supports the idea that all organisms A. Have the same chromosome number. B. Are constantly mutating. C. Must be related to each other via a common ancestor. D. Show discontinuous variation. The correct answer is C. Must be related to each other via a common ancestor. 28. Which type of biological variation describes traits that fall into discrete categories with no intermediate forms, e.g., the black or white coloring of peppered moths? A. Continuous variation. B. Multifactorial inheritance. C. Discontinuous variation. D. Independent assortment. The correct answer is C. Discontinuous variation. 29. An inherited disease that is caused by a sequence of 3 nucleotides being repeated too often in a gene, such as Huntington's disease, is known as A. Chromosomal mutation. B. Trinucleotide repeat disorder. C. Non-disjunction disorder. D. Sex-linked mutation. The correct answer is B. Trinucleotide repeat disorder. 30. In community ecology, organisms that feed at the same energy level, e.g., primary consumers, are categorized into which structure? A. Biomes. B. Ecosystems. C. Trophic levels. D. Populations. The correct answer is C. Trophic levels. Congratulations on completing the quiz. You've now tested your knowledge on a wide range of fundamental biological concepts, from the inner workings of cells to the complexities of evolution and ecology. Whether you aced the questions or discovered areas to review, this exercise highlights the fascinating principles that govern life in all its forms. Keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, biology is all around us, shaping the world we live in.